So before I basically asked how strange as I was talking to Mad Dog,
Right.
and I was referring to the track.
Well, know me how I track tracks. I'm sitting on one knee and looking at it, and I point down. Big old paw print.
Well, they do look a little bit big, but outside of that, they look like cat paw prints.
Yeah, but they're a little bit bigger than, I normally see a cat.
I don't know, I'm not from these. In Louisiana, we got crocodiles.
Well, there you go.
So close to town, though.
That's funny too, because I once found, I think it was a alligator in Louisiana. Anyway, one of those critters in my bathroom. So, to me, everything's possible at this point.
Well, all from that. I mean, in all honesty, with these tracks being anywhere near here.
Well, I'll trust you if you say it's weird. So, should we follow it? Should we follow those tracks?
I'm about to ask Jake.
The tracks don't go very far.
Okay. They just lead out into the desert, nowhere special. Take that as a yes.
I'm sorry, I was lost in thought.
Now I was asking Jake. This ain't don't lead anywhere special. Well, other than that, it looks like the dust picked up the rest of the tracks because they don't lead anywhere, and the trail is short. So again, we're short on what do you call it? Boost.
But isn't that some kind of a clue? The fact that the tracks just end?
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, I got nowhere to really follow it other than I don't know what the hell you guys are.
Jake, and how do they end? Is it because the whatever animal started walking on rocks and there's no more paw prints, or
no? Literally, just there's like 8 paw prints and then nothing.
Lewis is gonna scratch the back of his head and go like, "Well, either that animal can fly,
yeah, see,
or it got kidnapped by something that floats." So
that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the tracks lead not much anywhere because usually tracks stay out for a couple days, but it is very dry out here. This could have been swept up. I'm not sure.
But you see, to me the tracks are not that weird, but the fact that there's only that's weird. Okay, so to recapitulate, to get back to what we have disappearing sheets. So obviously that links the disappearances together. We have the garbage man, who saw that at least one time the sheets were put in his cart, so obviously they got burned. So whatever was in those sheets is most likely lost. And now we get again some burning, this time in the trash as well, but in the house, and that's when we found I said too loud, but and these paw prints that are unusual and quite weird. Is that all the clues we've got?
Well, it's the only thing I've been tracking, so yeah.
Alright.
And oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm piddling with settings. I'm trying to get this just right.
I'll set you up, baby.
So it looks one more thing that I should bring up, because it sounds like maybe it's been overlooked, and I want to make sure you have all the stuff available to you. Gwen, you know that the day Missy Kate started acting weird, she paid a visit to the graveyard to see her daughter's grave.
Oh right, and on top of that, there was also the claw mark that I completely forgot about the windows. I need to talk to Decker. What kind of claw mark was that? Did it look?
It wasn't really a claw mark. It was just like a broken piece of wood.
Okay, broken piece of wood. So we don't. Okay. Well,
I don't remember even hearing about the graveyard.
Right. Gwen, the graveyard. We should probably visit it as well.
Well,
Yeah.
assuming Gwen told you about the graveyard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I assume I told y'all about the graveyard. But yeah, I mean, let's head over there.
All right.
Perfect.
So, the graveyard. The graveyard.
Talk about what type of mileage are we talking about here, Jake?
Alright, it's 3 miles west of Tombstone. You guys can walk it, but, it'll take an hour or two.
Well, how many people can a horse take? Like at least 2.
Yeah, but
No,
it's
2.
really not that far. You guys can walk.
Eh.
So you guys walk
I'm a
to
lazy
the
badass.
graveyard. And the graveyard is this small plot kind of off the beaten road. It's got like a loose stone fence about it. And you guys walk up, and again, this is like fear level 3 area, so let me refresh my own memory on fear levels, yeah? And then
Fairly certain that there's some mist in the graveyard. It
Alright, so
probably
at fear
feels
level 3,
colder.
things are getting a little weird. There's an occasional disappearance, i.e., your investigation. And there's probably more than a few weird creatures that live close by. Don't go out at night without a weapon or a friend. So yeah, it's just kind of just, shady.
Really
That's what-
shady.
A
I just
weapon
want to
or a
point out-
friend.
Yeah, I just like that. It's like a weapon to shoot whatever's gonna come at you, or throw your friend at it.
Exactly,
so you
dude.
can
I was
live.
thinking the exact same
Alright,
thing.
so when you guys head out to the graveyard, you guys start looking at the tombstones, looking for Caroline's grave. And you guys find Caroline's grave, and you are immediately stopped dead in your tracks, because you come across this grave, which you think at first you're like, oh, this is a freshly dug grave, like someone's gonna be buried here soon. And then you read the tombstone, and it says Caroline, and it has,
The year.
the years on it. And you look down inside this dug hole, and you see that the coffin has been busted open, and the body is missing.
Bum bum bum. Back to my previous statement of zombies.
So what would you call these?
Oh. I
Looking at you, Gwen.
I don't know. I was just calling them zombies meta, but
Oh, I thought that was in character.
No.
Weird.
So this looks like the work of a gravedigger, I guess.
But
I'm
then,
gonna.
oh wait.
I want to roll notice, Jaken, to see if the casket or the whatever has been busted open from the outside.
For
Or,
the
like-
inn.
Yeah, it looks like it's been busted open from the outside.
Oh.
Okay.
And Decker,
Man, my dice are.
Decker,
not
not only that, but you take a moment to kind of look around, and you spot that 2 other graves in the graveyard have been exhumed.
Is it later at night?
No, you're like late after, no, mid after. You're like in the early afternoon. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna motion out to the other graves that I see and point them out to the rest of the party.
All right, you go up and you inspect
This,
them, and they're all kind of the same. The caskets have been busted open from the outside, and the bodies are missing.
And all freshly.
No, not freshly. Some of these look like.
Pretty late.
In fact, all 3 of the ones, they look like this happened a while ago. But when
Like-
no, not very many people come out here to bury their dead, and usually only the actual living townsfolk. Transients, they're lucky to get a hole.
Yeah. Looking at the names, do any of them ring a bell?
No,
Like, is there any
no,
connection?
none of them are connected to any of the people you've been interacting with. The only one is Caroline.
And I'm assuming there's also years of death.
Yeah.
Are they young?
Some of them are-
Are they young?
They all died within the last year.
Okay.
your friend, was he a voodoo like
Actually,
you?
yeah, they all died within the last year. You don't know that he's a voodoo.
Yeah, you mean
He has not made that.
weird case, nut case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has
Well,
not.
I mean,
He's not even
I guess
mentioned
I wouldn't call it
voodoo.
voodoo, but I mean, obviously, he looks weird. So I'm
yeah.
gonna ask if his friend is also weird like him.
Well, you already know what we're gonna do, Jake, and I'm gonna look for tracks again while they do their thing.
Okay. Well, Gwen, to be entirely honest, yes, he has quite a bit of years of experience of the trade of mysticism.
Okay. Mad Dog, you find similar feline tracks around the graveyard and even crisscrossing the graveyard itself, but nothing really beyond the graveyard. None that you can find.
Oh, also, Jaken, while we're at it, the graves, do they look like they've been dug by hand, by shovel, or by something else?
It's kind of hard to tell, especially since these are weeks, maybe even months
Oh,
old.
yeah, right.
So it's really, you can't really tell, even if you rolled fucking magnificently.
And no shovel in view.
I mean, you can make a notice check, and if you score like 2 raises, and you're like, oh yeah, then clearly these markings here. But it's gonna be really hard. I mean, you can attempt it.
Yep.
I won't stop you.
But
I'm just letting you know
yeah.
it's gonna be hard.
I'm gonna attempt it, but not only for that, but also to see if there's any shovel laying around.
Sure.
Nah, no.
Yeah, you don't see a shovel. You don't know if it was a shovel or anything like that.
Damn, I'm not a grave expert.
Yeah, who knew? I'd like to roll knowledge graves. Why would you take that? Well, it's coming up now.
Oh, thank you for that.
I don't suppose anyone took knowledge occult.
Technology cult, nope.
Good. You guys are just going in
Why not?
blind. I like it.
Yep, I was gonna do that. I said, fuck it. At least not the cult thing. Oh boy. Well, of course, I reported from the tracks. I'm like, well, I know some more feline tracks, so I guess we're on to something.
Okay, and do they lead anywhere outside of the graveyard?
Not that I could see.
That's a weird feline.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you tell how fresh they are or no?
That roll, Jake, can I tell
They're not
how
fresh at
fresh
all.
the tracks are? Oh, okay.
They're old.
Yeah, these tracks, they've been here for a while.
Okay, so the only added in that we have is that there might be a feline of some sort involved that's quite large and apparently able to either move about without leaving tracks, fly, float, I guess displace itself. I don't freaking know at this point. I don't really want to say it, but I'm starting to think that either we are overlooking something or we will have to wait for another disappearance before we figure these things out.
Oh yeah, I'm not even making much of a connection, but it's not really making any sense in all honesty. The only thing I can think of is maybe some kind of, I don't know, witch doctory or some shit. I mean, it doesn't make sense. 2 people in a cat house just go disappearing, and then we come to the boy's house and it's like bones. Why would you leave the bones at the freaking parents' house?
He
And
might
then
not
we
have done it on purpose.
We don't even know that, but then we find feline tracks. I mean, what the hell does a feline have to do with anything? This is just too weird, and then we find bodies being dug up. This definitely has something weird about it. Something magical, something stupid. I don't know.
Well, it's obviously that these circumstances are unnatural, to say the least.
The biggest thing I can at least point it to, this might be part of some kind of ritual. And they just got caught up in it.
Well, the grave digging, we had, I've heard legends and rumors of that. Grave digging is often involved in 2 things. A, the rituals, as you say, but usually those are scammy rituals, people that attempt to involve the devil, but it's just, old books that are old women's tales. And the other reason for grave digging would be to sell the bones, either as decoration or jewelry, or sometimes they grind them into powder, and it allows me to do this. And I'm going to point to my mask in my face, though I usually don't use human bones for that. It's a bit disgusting to do that, but people do use powdered bones for other reasons. But in this case, I have really no clue why this would happen.
No, honestly, if it wasn't for this job, I'd be wondering why the hell I'm traveling with you. Why is your face even painted? You know what? I don't care. I'm getting paid. That's all I want.
Thank God, because explaining it to you would have taken the entire night and you would have been completely disinterested. So,
Honestly, I've been
save.
on long travels. I've seen a lot of weird shit. Not enough to kill me yet.
I'm gonna chuckle and say, yeah, you've seen a lot of weird shit. That's fine. Um, what else? What else? What else? I feel like we're really overlooking something. I'm gonna look at Gwen and Decker as well. Like, any input?
Would knowledge arcana do anything, Jakin?
Do you have knowledge arcana?
I'm asking if it would matter.
If there's spell work or ritual work at play, yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know if arcana would have been a good pick for this setting. I would have rather you've done occult.
Well,
If you have it, I'll let you switch it to occult.
Well,
I do it.
I'm trying to rip the character out of the book, but I couldn't find the knowledge pick for skills, so
It
I
just
took
said knowledge?
investigation instead.
Ah.
Well, there's like knowledge and there's, like,
Every
specializations.
knowledge has a specialization.
Yeah.
Alright, so, use skill specialization, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Like knowledge, and there's like knowledge, science, history,
Yeah, basically
archaeology.
knowledge, you can go broad, but what happens is that the marshal, or the GM in this case, can be a little bit mean and say like, yeah, that's too broad of a knowledge. You still get to roll, but it's just you don't get as much information, or you can be very pinpointed. So for example, I can say I
The
have
examples in the
knowledge
book are
biology.
knowledge of a specific area, battles, computers, electronics, obviously we wouldn't use either of those, history, journalism, various languages, law, medicine, or science. Those are the examples in the book.
Yeah. And to give you an idea,
I got you. I got you.
So do you want to change your investigation to knowledge occult?
Is that what I would pick instead? Would that cover what? Would that be relevant to my character? Is that what I would cover?
Yeah. I mean, it'd help your huckstering, and it would also help you recall information about things that go bump in the night.
Okay, so how do I need? Well, okay, we'll work on that later. I have to delete that skill.
Well, we could just have you roll it and just use whatever die value you have in it.
Okay. Oh no, I already typed it in.
Oh, okay.
All
Alright, I was actually going to say that you're going to have a -2 on this because your character has yet to run into any creepy crawlies. So you got a 1. You can use a Benny to reroll.
Is that one of my chips?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, one of your
chips.
fate
If you ever-
chips. You can use a
if you
white
have
one just to
red,
re-roll,
turn it to
or you
white.
can roll, or you can use a red or blue one to add a d6 to your 1. Again, your target number is always 4, so right now you're sitting on a 1. Or you can do a combination thereof. You can spend all of your fate chips
But
in one roll.
How
Just
hard
remember,
is it?
if you use a red, Jason gets an extra fate chip unless you use that
Yeah,
red
but-
and turn it to a white.
the session's almost over at this point.
Yeah.
It's just worth it.
Yeah, we got 30 minutes
Uh,
left, so.
Where you get
Actually,
these per
can I roll my-
session?
Yes, every session
Yes.
I mean, at the end of the session, you guys are gonna lose whatever you have, and then the next session you're gonna get a new hand.
Okay, I have a blue and a white.
Okay.
I would,
Well, you
I
can-
would use the white to re-roll and the blue to try and add a 6 to it.
Yeah. So what you do is you just click and drag it onto the map here. All right, so you're spending a white, so go ahead and re-roll.
Okay, wait, what are there negative effects against me using the white?
Nope.
No,
Just the red ones, right?
Right. Yeah.
Red
just
ones
the
and
red
blue ones a bit? No, red ones.
just the red.
So you said reroll.
Yep.
Why do you want to steal a fucking card from my hand, Gwen?
All right, so now you have
I
a
didn't know what he
3
did.
because you have a -2. So if you spend that blue, you get to add a d6, which has a minimum of 1, which means you're going to succeed if you spend that blue chip.
So it doesn't go off the wild card die? You can't use
No,
it
it
on
is,
those?
but you get a -2. Remember?
Oh, no shit. Okay, duh. Sorry.
All right, so go ahead and just do /R d6. See if you get a raise, you know. All right, so you got a total of 5, which means you succeeded. So you're like big cat and able to disappear. Those are your kind of clues, right?
And dead bodies.
And dead bodies, yeah. Well, you know
And
there are quite a few creatures, cat-like creatures that exist on the peripheral of society. However, you have heard of an old Eastern legend of an undead spirit that can change shape, and one of the shapes it can take is that of a tiger-like creature. And this creature, you remember, is known to it's always hungry. It's actually called a hungry ghost, I believe. And it's been
Ooh,
it's
I'm
been
hungry.
known to dig up bodies in graves and consume them. You're not sure, but since it can transform its shape between a humanoid spirit into a tiger-like spirit, it's not beyond the realm of possibility that it could transform into other shapes, such as people.
right.
But yes,
So-
it's an Eastern spirit, and you remember it being called a hungry ghost. But there is another term for it. You just can't quite recall it. You're like, you just remember the term hungry ghost.
As I'm sitting here flipping through my cards and just playing with them and looking at them, and I'm explaining this all to you guys, I'm gonna keep going, and then at the end of it all, I'm gonna pause and see if anybody has anything to say before going on.
I kind of give him a weird look, like I don't fully believe the whole ghost thing.
Yeah, that's some weird shit, so whatever.
Well,
Not
that-
say used to it, but
Mad Dog got me thinking, and it just reminded me of a tale I've heard in some of my saloony travels. People get drunk and they start rambling and read a book here and there and hear a rumor. Still flipping through my cards.
rumors on rumors on rumors.
But so far, and of course it's always so convenient when they do, it is our best solution, but, and then I'm going to reach through my deck and flip over, be a joker. I'm going to kind of frown. I'm going to put it back into the deck. I do believe we should see Marshal's home.
Well, there's also Mr. Shine.
Yeah, we.
Oh,
I was
Mr. Shine.
thinking
No
about that.
shit,
We
that's
should
even
see
better.
him.
All right,
Yeah,
do you guys
Mr.
want to head back to
Shine.
town?
Yes.
Go for it.
All right. For purposes of the story, you guys will arrive back in Tombstone at dusk.
Womp womp womp.
Does anyone want to make a streetwise check to ask around about Mr. Shine?
I will.
Sure, it's not like it would hurt.
No, it would hurt me. No pain.
Well, can I actually hurt myself if I make a bad check?
no, you can't.
You can hurt your reputation.
Wow.
I'm confused by that roll.
All right. So, Gwen, you hear that Mr. Shine was seen entering the Parisian not too long ago, and Decker, you also hear a rumor that Mr. Shine has not actually been looking for his son. Instead, he's been perusing saloons and cat houses, which is very uncharacteristic of him.
Getting drunk, fucking bitches.
Excellent. I'm gonna try to see if I can find Lewis in all of our walking arounds.
I'm sure you guys are together.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I mean like I didn't know how spread out we were, but if everybody's kind of milling about and doing their own thing, I'm gonna kind of pull Lewis to the side
Okay.
and tell him that as weird as it got at that mansion, I think this is the real deal, man. Or no, nobody would say that shit back then. Shit.
Nah, brah. I think it's the real deal,
It's the
brah.
real
Yeah.
deal. Oh, man,
That's right.
wow.
I do get the feeling. I do know what you mean. I
the-
do get
the-
the feeling.
The man and bro of the time would be partner. You know? So you would say, I think this
Would
is
be
the real
what?
deal, partner.
Yeah.
Partner
It
is like,
does
you know, your
sound-
bro, man, dude.
Sure.
That's
Baby
like,
It
boy.
does sound that the abnormal we were looking for has now found us.
I'm gonna start twirling my mustache.
Do you guys make for the Parisian?
Yeah, I mean, and as we're sitting here talking about it, and I'm twirling my mustache, I'm gonna look my way down the street, down towards the Parisian. And as it's dusk, we told Gwen that she could go back to work that night, so I'm sure she's kind of, speed walking off ahead of us.
Alright, so you guys entered the Parisian. And you don't see anyone by Mr. Shine's description straight away. So you guys...
Could he be in one of the rooms?
Yeah. Do you want... I mean, obviously Gwen can get any information she wants. Just ask one of her co-workers. Is she even here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Quiet.
Wow.
Well, you just weren't saying anything.
Nobody ever listens to me.
Burn.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna ask them.
Alright, they're like, oh, Mr. Shine? Yeah, he was just in here. He and Jade went upstairs. Jade being one of
that's
the
not
other
like him.
soiled doves.
You like using that term, don't you?
Well, that's
It's your
that's
name.
the. I mean, there's literally like a list of 12 slang words that whores were called in the Old West, and I don't want to call them whores because it just seems so rude, so I'm calling them soiled doves.
Wow.
All right, like call you a whore.
Lady
slut,
of the
slut,
evening?
Whore, slut.
I like lady of the evening better, but
Lady
whatever.
of the evening. Whore.
I'm not just a whore. I'm an
There's also
expensive
Lady
whore.
of Sin,
If we keep about
I'm
this,
even-
it's
Alright,
gonna
so,
be done
are you guys
leaving
gonna-
before-
Regardless.
So what's your
Yeah,
what's,
I'm
what's,
gonna-
okay? So you guys are all like, okay, she just went up with Jade. What are you
Right,
guys gonna
so
do
I'm
with
gonna
that
pull
information?
out 3 playing cards, and I'm gonna say we should move.
So you guys are gonna just bust into Jade's room, assuming something bad's
Well,
happening.
No,
Do you want
I'm
to?
gonna turn to Gwen and say like.
Well, that was my idea.
Is it possible to somehow, I don't know, knock at their door? I don't know how it works here.
You have a bouncer? Can you get a bouncer?
Generally speaking, if even though this is a high-class whorehouse, the walls aren't soundproof. So if any trouble happens, people learn about it right quick.
I'm gonna be like this right now. I'm like, all right, you want to do this quiet? Or you want to do this loud? You better
I
pick.
don't know. Do you want to circle around and see if he tries to make it for the window? How
Alright,
many stories are we? Are we in a
Two-story.
ranch
It's a
style?
two-story. Most buildings
Two-story.
in a frontier town are not going to be taller than two-story.
I
Excellent.
mean, if you're
That's an
if you want
excellent
to do
point.
this, I say you guys go out. I'm not gonna say all of you. One of you pick. Don't care. One of you go out back. Make sure he doesn't jump out the window. I can bust down the door and hold him down.
We don't need to bust
At
on the
least try
door.
to.
We're just gonna listen for noise.
All right, guys, make a decision here.
We're gonna move in and just wait for noise, and if anything happens.
All right, so all four of
Brian,
you
if
are
you need
going
to
up
go
to
to
Jade's
work-
door.
That's gonna be weird, but I'm assuming so.
All right,
Yeah. I'm front.
all of you make notice checks with the -2 modifier. You can either add it in or just roll and.
I'll just roll.
Holy shit! No one else roll.
Well, there's no point.
All right, all right.
There's literally no point.
So you guys step up to the door, quiet-like, and Lewis just goes, "What the?" His eyes get wide, and Lewis, you hear some kind of. You don't hear, what you expect. Instead, you hear this kind of dull crunching sound.
There's something. I'm just gonna whisper it, but there's something extremely wrong. We need to go in there right now.
He says that, and I'm like, all right, and I will draw my gun.
No time, motherfuckers! And I'm gonna
And
draw
I'm
my
gonna
3
run-
cards.
I'm also
Alright,
gonna
alright.
draw
This is
my
where we
tiny
end.
gun.
Yeah.
No, we're
But
gonna go
I'm
for
still-
15 more
quick.
minutes if you're okay with that.
Yep.
Or do you guys wanna call it here?
You know,
I'd like to have
that's
a
you.
little.
I don't want to keep going.
It's really
I'm
up to
fine.
you.
You just started smoking.
A little bit of
Yeah.
action, just a few minutes. Let's fight this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So
can do this.
you guys kick in the door. Boom. All right. You guys kick in the door and you're immediately met with a gruesome sight. Jade is dead. Her naked corpse is splayed out on her bed. and a creature that looks like a emaciated corpse with a pot belly is elbow deep in her guts, shoveling her fleshy bits into its mouth. The sight of this creature will make all of you make a guts roll, and because of the gory nature of it, you're all going to take a -1 penalty.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna use a fate chip on this.
Yeah, I just failed it, so I'm gonna use a fate myself.
The Mad Dog busts in the door. I'm all mean
Yeah,
faced with
I'm not-
with my cards ready, and
I'm turning this. I'm using the blue one. I'm adding
There you go, I'm fine.
6.
Oh, you guys know
I'm
you also
sorry.
get an extra -2 for the terrain, so you actually get a total of -3.
I'm sorry. Where's the
Man.
guts roll?
It's a skill.
I'm adding a D6
Oh.
on mine. So what the hell did I even get? Oh, I have a -1.
Yeah, right now you have a
How'd I
-1.
do?
Alright, so
I'm
Gwen,
gonna
you
use
got a
fate.
2, but you,
I'm
no.
turning
gonna
this
recall
red into
these
a white,
chips.
and I'm re-rolling, and I'm
Okay.
adding a D6.
I don't know if I'll get much better than that.
Alright,
So all I have are white.
there's that. Oh, dear lord.
You're gonna
Alright, so far what do we
Isn't
have?
white-
Decker, you got a 4, you succeeded. Lewis, you got a 7, you succeeded. Mad Dog, you
Actually,
got a
with my wild eye, I
6,
got
you
4.
succeeded.
Ugh.
And Gwen, you're currently sitting at a failure.
Should I, well, I mean, we're
Yeah,
This is
use
the
your
last
chi-
thing
use
of the
your
night.
chips.
Use your chips.
Yeah, I
Use
guess
your
so.
chips. We're not gonna get them. You're gonna get new ones next session.
Get rolled by your chips.
there we go. Rip, yeah. Yep.
Alright, so Gwen, you fail.
Good.
So I need you to go ahead and roll a d20.
Oh boy, let's hope it's not the worst one.
17. Major phobia. Alright, you are so shocked by what you see, you gain a major phobia hindrance. And since I don't want to waste time on
Wow.
it, we will cover what that is later. However, since it applies to this very situation, you're going to get the negative effects of the major phobia. So, the effects are, for a major... There we go.
You're shitless. Negative
Alright,
100.
you get all your trait tests are subtracted by 4 while in the presence of your major phobia. So you're just gripped with horror, Gwen. The menfolk steel themselves, and the creature is going to immediately bolt for the window. So each of you each of you can take an action, including Gwen. Now, granted, Gwen, you can have a -4 to any of your checks. So what do you do? We'll go down the list. So Mad Dog, what do you do?
Take one action.
Yeah.
I am bolting for it, and I'm going to grab it.
You're gonna try to tackle it. Okay.
Yep. God, well, damn, I didn't re-grab it.
Yeah, I did not. I was not ready for grab. Grappling.
Sure, it's,
Grappling. There we go.
I think I just
All right.
pierced over
Grappling is an opposed fighting roll that causes no damage.
it. Oh, is that it? Wow, that's pretty simple.
Whoa, that was really loud for a reason. I can't explain.
That was weird, because he was quieter than me.
Sorry, I'm just trying to think.
Roll fighting.
Straight chip or not. Yeah, well, I'm just thinking.
Come on,
Alright,
let's go. Move along, move along.
Whoa! There you go. Let's go.
Okay. You are now grappled with him. You jump behind him and kind of bear hug him. So now he's entangled by you. Lewis, what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna snap a finger,
And touch myself.
and what will happen is that if I succeed, a targeted sound wave will stun the creature, hopefully.
Oh, you also caused the creature to be shaken because you got a raise. Mad Dog.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, I got a raise, I believe. So
You got an
if
8?
I read this,
Yeah, he got an 8 and a 2.
Yeah, got one raise.
Where's the +2
Yeah.
coming from?
The second roll,
you
because he
rolled
got a
2
raise.
dice, right? Because you got an ace.
Yeah. okay. So
Not ace,
that's it.
stun. Oh no, I can't use stun. Cancel that roll.
Okay.
I can select. I can
Alright.
select the target, so everybody in the fucking room would go.
Okay, so in that case, you're just gonna go on hold, and we're gonna move on to Gwen. What do you do? So you're
Yeah,
like
hold for-
you're like I'm gonna call upon the Loa. Shit, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Gwen, you're up.
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna do much because I would shoot, but at this point, I'm afraid I'm gonna hit somebody. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of back away into the hallway. Or,
Okay.
You know,
Decker,
not
what do you
deal
do?
with this.
So, with the 3 playing cards that I had drawn before,
Why is it so
and
loud right in the beginning?
oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's just the music.
And the ability to maintain my composure as I kind of make my way past Gwen. I'll run in there when Mad Dog's right in there. I see him wrapping it up, and I'm just gonna whoop, 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 and I'm just gonna try to snap off all 3 of those playing cards. Singular bolt attack, but I can shoot additional bolts up to 3 a turn, one costing a power point.
So you're gonna fire 3
Yeah,
bolts
dude.
into it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. Well, do I feel comfortable shooting at this thing or throwing my playing cards at this thing while Mad Dog's wrapped up with him, or do I feel like I'm gonna hit Mad
If
Dog?
you miss, you hit. I think you probably hit an instant. Here we go.
Yeah, I think he hits me.
Yeah, I think
Well-
he'll hit you if.
Like it's guaranteed to hit him if I miss?
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
well,
gonna say an attacker.
I'll tell you what.
No,
I'm
that's
gonna do it
something else.
anyway. I feel confident in myself. And does rolling a spell do damage as well?
No.
No,
the
it
bolt
doesn't.
has a
Because I have to
damage
roll
on it.
spell casting to see if I hit it first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
There's
you're gonna roll
one.
this 3 times, I believe.
2.
All right. All right, you hit all 3 times. Your second one, you got to raise. So you do 2d6 per bolt with a raise on the second one, so it'll do 3d6.
They just want me to do all the damage together?
No, roll it individually because it's compared to his toughness each time.
Oh, good point.
All right, your first one kind of just struck him and it didn't really affect him. All right, and your second bolt is going to kill him dead.
Oh. Really? I killed him with a playing card?
Yeah. Well, it turned
That's what you all saw.
It turned into like a glowing playing card. Just pierced right through him. All right.
Oh, all right.
creature
Well, I'll
is
say
dead.
something next night. I'll make a remark of that next night.
All right.
Oh man, Mad Dog sitting there wrapped up with him, and all of a sudden a playing card just right through him. Doesn't hit Mad Dog, goes through him the other way.
Yeah. That's unexpected. Well played.
Yeah.
All right. So since Gwen is chomping at the bit here, do you guys want to call it a night, and we'll deal with the aftermath
Yeah.
first
Sure.
thing on Monday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Now that I know how combat works, I am so psyched. But Jake, I'm gonna try to get with you early, or at least sometime during between, so that I can make sure my character is 100% finalized.
Right, and then we also need to add your bolt to your so you can make it a damage roll instead of having to roll it manually.
Exactly.
Oh my
exactly.
goodness, I forgot about tricks.
It's in there. I just didn't
Well,
click it.
It's fine, Mad Dog. You did what you needed to do. All right. So that's it for tonight.
No, I wasn't gonna trick him.
We will resume this on Monday, and we're starting at 7:15 Central. We decided to kind of put that buffer. I don't think you were there for that conversation, Gwen. So 17 Central on Monday. We will see the aftermath
Excellent.
of killing this bizarre creature. Good night.